I look like the roommate in Terminator who like gets killed for, I guess, having sex and then wanting a sandwich.
I've been openly trans since January, and shaving has always been something that I've rather detested and have stuck to intensely throughout my life. Yeah, I just really don't like shaving, but the only thing I don't like more is having facial hair. So I was very excited to have this laser hair removal appointment. And then 3 days before I was to go in for the first procedure, I was laid off and the clinic was closed, deemed non-essential. So that was deeply unpleasant, and yeah, it hurt a lot. It's been a little bit fluid lately, as you can imagine, so usually we'll begin with me booting up my computer and then figuring out what I want to do that day. So some days it's Blender, some days it's Ableton, some days it's some Photoshop projects. I'm always doing some kind of project, and yeah, come the evening, I'll make dinner, pop on a movie or a dumb TV show, and then go to bed at a perfectly reasonable and healthy 3 a.m.
Okay. So how have parts of your life moved online?
Well, my life online, my life was pretty much already online for the most part. I run like an online label, and so it's important for business aspects to be pretty tightly linked to social media at all times. So usually it feels a bit more like a tether, in that I need to constantly be notified of purchases, social circles, communities, that kind of thing. And it's really nice to be a part of. It's like exciting to be part of an online community, but other times it can be a little bit like I can't really turn it off, you know? And so I think I've failed to recognize the isolation part of self-isolation would be so, I guess, reminiscent of years ago when I was really deep into depression, and I just thought, well, this is just life. This is just what my life is now, and it's not going to get better. And so I feel like the allure of self-isolation and the time to like do my projects quickly washed away probably within a week. And now it's just like I only do stuff because the alternative is nothing.
because it's sort of difficult to be underground all day under sort of like artificial light. Yeah, we have some windows, but it's kind of like dark in here and it can get a little claustrophobic, so we go out. You don't know if the mic is there. I don't know if the mic's there.
I think it is.
Okay. Make video art.
Video up because it's weird and it kind of sucks.
Shut up, look at this tree, it looks cool.
Cool tree.
I'm trying to figure out art, babe. Putting stuff in a hot pan. Putting stuff in a hot pan.
It was more organic.
Cooking is putting stuff into a pan.
It was more organic when I did it the first time. And now it's just...
Look at this, hand on the hip. She's judging me. Ooh. She's judging me and drinking wine, putting stuff in a hot pan. So I guess what I'm saying is it's hard to make it beautiful. It's hard to make it a beautiful place to live, and it makes me feel like a little bit sad sometimes, but we try. The nice thing about a live show is that you kind of get to like sort of transcend yourself. There's this like great moment where you just become bigger than yourself. You're singing like you couldn't at home. You're moving like you wouldn't normally move. You just kind of feel in a way possessed, and you become another person on a stage somehow. And I don't really know how I could do that in my house. Because in a way, like, how dare you? You know, it's a little bit like, it does sort of feel like you're held hostage by these platforms. I get to be this person on a stage, this like larger than life, like super femme or like aggressive or like strange person. It's kind of like acting, and that's like an amazing outlet.
Well, hi there.
Welcome to our lovely abode. Come on in.
You know, I live in places that aren't so nice, that aren't so safe, but I get to have that, the music and the performances. And now it's like, okay, well, now we get to come in your house. Now we have to come in your house. And it feels very vulnerable and you're sort of exposed, but it's just sort of expected that I should invite you into my home.
I arranged all of the little pins here so stupidly.
Oh yeah.
So like the head is just like going straight into the foot of the sewing machine. My relationship has been very great. I'm very lucky to be with somebody who shares so many things in common as I do, and is just like a huge creative inspiration to me. The self-isolation has been incredibly difficult. Not necessarily on the relationship. It's been difficult all around. But I feel like, sort of linking back to what I said earlier about it being a reminder of like days when my depression was really awful, that there's sort of a resignation to like old habits, I guess. And those are aspects of myself that I feel are more prominent now. And I don't know, I think that this period brings out parts of myself that I don't like and don't want to be part of my relationship. And I just want to figure out how to make that better.
I don't know, I hope that people appreciate the things that we missed more, like the real things, like connection. I hope that people appreciate the people who did work to get us out of this. Yeah. I hope that we can still have livelihoods making art. I hope that I just hope that things are gonna get better.
That's it. Show's over. I got nothing.
You are love. I've chosen.
Where do you work?
I'm freelancing.
Why don't you get a job as a waitress?
I am not a waitress.
All right then, why don't you try to get a job at a cleaning shop?
Do you realize how broke I am? What do you want me to do, huh? I don't have a job. I'm a loser. Shoot me. 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 job. I'm a loser. Shoot me. I'm a loser. Shoot me. I'm a loser. Shoot